With so much discourse around aliens in the public sphere, I was drawn to rewatch Men in Black because why not, right? It's about this government agency that keeps aliens secret, and the problems of the world kind of are happening at the backdrop of what's happening with like alien warfare and things like that. And essentially, I just wanted to kind of it'd been like over 10 years at least since I saw the original Men in Black. There's been 4 movies, the original 3 and then Men in Black International with the new cast and things like that, and that never really took off. So it's kind of been a franchise that has been with me for a while, but I'd not revisited, as I said, the first movie. And so I was very curious. And you know what? It holds up overall, right? I still, I'm sure no one disagrees on this. It is the best of the 4. And, in particular, the best part of it is the chemistry between K and J, right? Meaning Tommy Lee Jones and Will Smith, right? The 2 main leads. And, it's engaging enough. I mean, it's short and things like that, but it'd be interesting to kind of, in today's landscape, to see it in a theater, if it would perform the way it did back then. Obviously, like, things have changed very much so, and I think this nowadays would be a movie that just kind of more went to streaming, because it's not, while it's engaging, it's not this like comedy ha 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 that's like, let's say, Billy Madison or The Waterboy, or even like an Addams Family was for me. It's got comedic enough moments, but I think it leans into more of the charm between them and sort of the novelty of aliens. And by the way, they're really well done. Rick Baker, very famous for creating amazing works, just in general, but he did like the alien designs in this. They hold up, right? Instead of being just CGI, they're physical things. So I think that really works in its favor. But as I said, it's a little bit more actiony than it is comedic. Like even Rush Hour for me, a much funnier movie. So as far as comedy, I don't think it like holds up in that way. I mean, I of course chuckled here and there, but yeah, I mean, it like in the pantheon of movies, it is interesting how, for me, while it's engaging and I have a nostalgia factor for it, like, I mean, I'd be hard pressed, given the amount of movies that I've seen, whether or not it would like make my top 500 or even top 1,000. I don't know, right? Like, I've never made that list, but it'd be interesting, But that doesn't make it an unenjoyable movie. I think it's for me, it certainly satisfied that itch of like wanting to see something alien related. And of course, I could have seen like, let's say, E.T. or Close Encounters, and there's plenty of alien movies out there that I could have, chosen to go watch. But I think for me, the big draw, right now was the idea like that there's like the government telling us about aliens, right? And so this is like that sort of aspect of it, right? But I think as far as the world building of it all, that's what I give it a lot of credit for. The way it's a self-funded thing, that's the stuff that, like, as a kid, I certainly missed, where they own certain patents, and so they're able to self-fund themselves. And the internal logic of the entire movie really works. And so I give it a lot of credit there, because they pulled it off, and there's plenty of movies nowadays that I watch that just, on its own internal logic, just crumbles terribly. And also one of my favorite scenes, to look back on is that moment when it's, Agent J and Agent K, and they're talking, and, Jay is kind of wrapping his head around that aliens existed, and, Kay's giving him that speech of, hundreds of years ago, everyone thought humans were the center of the earth. We thought the earth was flat. And 5 minutes ago, you thought we were alone on this planet. Imagine what you'll know tomorrow. That's not the exact quote. I'm paraphrasing, of course. But I think it's just so wild, especially now, for me, with the benefit of age, to look back and just know how many things I was wrong about, right? So that really resonated in a way. And so I think for those reasons, that's what I appreciate about it, and their chemistry and so forth, as opposed to the comedic elements. But anyway, I just wanted to share my thoughts as I was drawn to this movie. Wanted to take a look back on it and, invite you to share your thoughts and opinions about this movie. What do you love about it? How does it hold up for you? When was the last time you visited? And what do you think of the rest of the movies? For me, I don't remember Men in Black too much. Men in Black 3 I've seen a couple of times. I don't think it's a great movie, but I also know that I had fun with it. And then Men in Black International, I only saw one time in a theater, and I think I enjoyed it enough, but not enough to go back in. I think overall, Men in Black, the first one, if that was the only movie I ever had to see again and so forth, I'd be fine with that. Anyway, that's what I got. Thank you. And as I said, comment down below with your thoughts on Men in Black and the rest of the franchise too.